Her husband cornered her in the office, accusing her of using his money to support another man. She reminded him he was the one who told her to find a stranger and get pregnant because he would never touch her. For 3 years, she was trapped in a loveless marriage. All because her husband was in love with his mistress, whom he mistakenly thought had saved his life. Humiliated by him and his lover, the wife decided to fulfill her part of the deal. That night, she went to a hotel and hired a handsome stranger, who turned out to be a powerful executive at the Xiao Group. The next morning, she offered him 300,000 a month to be her lover.
怎么样？
你要包养我？
你缺钱？
你从哪儿看出来我缺钱呢？
He demanded $1 million. She said she needed time to think and left, but he vowed not to let her get away this time. She went back to her husband's office and demanded the money, threatening she'd just use him instead. Without hesitation, he transferred $600,000 to her. Before she left, she told him the truth he refused to believe. She was the one who had saved him all those years ago, not his mistress. At that moment, her husband's assistant reported that she had been seen coming out of a hotel that morning. He arrogantly assumed she was trying to seduce him. What he didn't know was that she was already at her new lover's home, finalizing their deal. As the man cornered her on the bed, demanding an advance before his business trip, her phone rang. It was her husband. As her lover kissed her neck, her phone rang. It was her husband. When he demanded to know where she was, she calmly told him she was busy trying to get pregnant, just as he had ordered.
今晚要去爷爷家吃饭。
那你先去，我还有事。
你在干什么？声音怎么那么奇怪？我劝你不要耍什么把戏。
Furious, he accused her of playing games, but she hung up. She told her lover it was a sham marriage, where her husband openly had a woman on the side and was desperate for her to find one of her own. Their contract was tested at a family dinner when the husband's grandfather demanded a great-grandchild. The husband's aunt sneered that he probably already had children outside the marriage. The wife quickly saved the situation by promising the old man they would work hard to make his wish come true. The moment they stepped outside, the husband's mistress appeared. The aunt started insulting the wife, calling her shameless while praising the mistress. When the wife fought back, her husband defended his lover and told his wife to stop making trouble. The aunt then viciously told her that if she couldn't accept her husband having another woman, she should never have married him. Just then, the mistress ran away crying, and the husband chased after her, telling his wife not to speak to his aunt that way. The wife just gave her a thumbs up. Later, the husband told her to pack for a trip, planning to use her as cover while he vacationed with his mistress. The wife refused.
以后我都会用这种态度对你。你要是受不了，就给我忍着。
She told him that if he really wanted to make his mistress happy, he should treat his mistress like he treats his grandfather. She used to see him as a god, but now he was just a psycho in her eyes. The wife, now aware of her husband's affair and her own worth, coolly negotiated a higher price for her time. She finally settled on $500,000 a day to accompany him on a trip. What he didn't know was that she had also arranged to meet her lover, who conveniently had business in the same city. The next day, the husband, his mistress, and the wife all arrived at the same restaurant. The mistress's friend, a former underground boxer, recognized the wife and started insulting her, but the wife put her in her place with a quick kick. At that moment, the husband's men arrived to take her away, but her lover showed up and intervened. He revealed that the hotel they were in was one of many he owned and that it had been a gift from her own doting husband himself. As they shared a passionate kiss, the husband's mistress grew jealous and demanded to know why he was with another woman when his wife was right there. Back in their room, the lover told her that whatever her husband had, she wouldn't be lacking. While in bed, her husband called, demanding she apologize to his mistress. Her lover answered the phone, and as the husband screamed, the wife calmly told him it was none of his business, especially since he was the one paying for it. Enraged, the husband threatened to cut off the money he used to pay her family's debts. This was the last straw.
我不去，我凭什么道歉？
行，不回来是。我劝你好自为之。
The wife knew she had to leave him, but first she had some urgent business to attend to. The woman slammed her two rivals' heads to the floor, forcing them to kowtow again and again. Just moments earlier, she had been the one facing humiliation. After a tense meeting in a hotel room with a mysterious man, she went to a bar only to be ambushed by her ex-fiancé, Qin Juhan. He dragged her in front of his new woman, Ru Yan, and her friend, demanding that she apologize for a past fight. The friend insisted she kneel, kowtow 3 times, and then lick her shoes clean. With her ex threatening her, it seemed she had no choice. But just as his men moved in, a team of elite bodyguards stormed the building. Their leader announced they were under orders from their young master to protect her at all costs, even if it meant people would die. In an instant, the tables had turned. The bodyguards cleared the room and left her in complete control of her tormentors. She confronted the two women who had tried to humiliate her, and since they loved kowtowing so much, she let them do it until they had enough. Her ex-fiancé watched in rage and threatened to send her entire family to prison. She shot back, warning that she would simply ask his grandfather to handle him, a threat that made him freeze. He snarled that once the old man was gone, he would control everything and make her crawl and beg for mercy. She knew he was right. She had to secure her family's shares and pay off a massive bank loan before the old man passed away, or she would be ruined. Later that night, her ex-fiancé, believing she was with the man who sent the bodyguards, kicked down her hotel room door. He frantically searched for a man hiding under the bed but found no one. He realized she had been alone the entire time.
我手表丢了，怀疑是你拿的。
那我帮你报个警吧。
He grabbed her and reminded her that she was his hired companion and had to be ready to play with him at any moment, or she wouldn't see a single penny. She looked him in the eye and held out her phone, telling him to settle the bill for yesterday's services first. After her ex-fiancé paid her $500,000 for her services, he immediately took her shopping with his new girlfriend to humiliate her by forcing her to carry their bags. As she stood laden with their purchases, the girlfriend's friend mocked her, asking if her ex had ever bought her anything. The woman sarcastically replied that he only ever used cold, hard cash to insult her, sometimes hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, and it was just so painful to endure. This enraged the new girlfriend. Just then, the mysterious man who sent the bodyguards arrived at the same mall. Seeing the woman being bullied, he set a plan in motion. At that moment, a store employee announced a shocking promotion, a hidden grand prize for the first customer to enter with their left foot.
猜中了我们店的隐藏大奖，您都可以在我们的店里任意挑选商品。
The winner could take anything they wanted from the store for free all day long. The new girlfriend and her friend immediately scoffed, claiming the woman was just a bag carrier, not a real customer. But the employee insisted anyone who enters is a customer. They then demanded the store check the surveillance footage, certain they had entered first. The employee calmly agreed, but then revealed the full rules. The prize wasn't just for the first person to enter with their left foot. The winner also had to be around 1.65 meters tall, have hair about 60 centimeters long, and be wearing a white top with a black skirt. The rules described the woman perfectly. Realizing the contest was rigged specifically for her, the new girlfriend flew into a rage, calling it completely unfair. She tried to drag her ex-fiancé out of the store, but he ordered the woman to follow them. She simply dropped their shopping bags on the floor, ready to claim her prize. As her rivals stormed out in defeat, the employee offered to arrange for any items she selected to be delivered directly to her home. After winning her shopping spree, the woman is goaded into continuing to carry bags for her rivals. Just then, a store employee drops a massive bombshell. The mall's CEO has awarded her a super grand prize, a cash reward equal to the total spending of everyone in her party, multiplied by 5. She is handed a check for $15 million. Her ex-fiancé's new girlfriend is furious, screaming that it's impossible since they only spent $3 million.
我们艳华天际的 CEO 呢，是他通过监控抽中了这位小姐呢。
But the employee explains the CEO used a special multiplier coupon, just for her. The woman sarcastically apologizes to her rival for winning and making her jealous, then demands her ex-fiancé pay her for the day's work as his hired companion. He pays her another $500,000, and she walks away, leaving him and his crying girlfriend behind. With millions in hand, she decides to treat herself. She goes on a lavish shopping spree, gets her hair and makeup done, and transforms her look. That afternoon, she walks into a restaurant and sees the mysterious man from the hotel, who she now realizes is the mall's CEO. She approaches, catches his fall as he stumbles, and they share an intense, romantic moment. He tells her she looks especially delicious today, and they kiss. Just then, her ex-fiancé storms out of another restaurant after his girlfriend ran off in a fit of jealousy. He is stunned to see the woman he had just left, now completely transformed, sharing an intimate meal with another man. He watches in disbelief, convinced she would never act so gentle or dress that way, but then he recognizes her. Furious, he realizes she really is with another man, and he rushes toward them, only to be blocked by his girlfriend who desperately tries to hold him back. After discovering his wife was cheating with another man, the husband furiously confronted her. He demanded to know where she had been, accusing her of sleeping with a wild man, but she just sneered. She told him the man she was with had broad shoulders, a narrow waist, and a handsome six-pack, a far cry from him. What he didn't know was that he was the one who told her to do it. It turned out their marriage was just a contract, and because he was impotent, he had ordered her to find another man to get pregnant to satisfy his grandfather's wishes. But now, seeing her with someone else, he was consumed by jealousy. He declared that she must break up with her lover immediately, insisting that he would be the one to have a child with her. At that moment, his mistress burst into the room in tears. She had run for 3 hours to bring him special tea because she was worried he hadn't eaten, only to overhear that he was planning to have a child with his wife. He quickly pulled the mistress aside, explaining it was all a lie. He claimed he was only saying it to control his wife and appease his grandfather, swearing that she, the mistress, was the only one he would ever truly have a child with. As his wife sat coldly on the sofa watching them, he promised to take his mistress to a fancy auction, and buy her anything she wanted. At the glamorous auction, the husband publicly shamed his wife, buying his mistress an $8 million bracelet while telling his wife she deserved nothing. To twist the knife, the mistress immediately posted photos online, painting herself as a kind benefactor to her poor friend. But then, the final item was revealed: the legendary jewel of Poseidon, a priceless necklace said to protect true love. The husband bid $200 million, sure he would win it for his mistress, but in the very next second, a mysterious man in the VIP section placed a shocking bid of $1 billion. Just as they were leaving, the mysterious man's assistant approached, holding the $1 billion necklace. The mistress, convinced it was for her, reached out with a greedy smile. But the assistant shoved her hand away. He sneered that she was not beautiful and that this was not for her. He then turned and presented the priceless jewel to the shocked wife. He explained his master saw her and she brought him good luck, closing a massive business deal, so this was a small token of gratitude. The husband furiously tried to refuse the gift, but the assistant mocked him for his hypocrisy. The assistant then begged the wife to accept the necklace, claiming his master would kill him if she refused. She took the box. At that moment, the mistress screamed, staring at her phone. A news story had just broken, exposing her as a fake socialite and a homewrecker, complete with photos from the auction. Her reputation was in ruins. She cried out that they had been exposed, just as the internet comments began flooding in. The mistress panicked as the internet exploded with stories calling her a homewrecker. She cried out, asking what she should do and complaining that everyone was calling her a mistress. But the husband just sneered. He told her to calm down and then turned on his wife, blaming her for all their problems. He shouted that she was a jinx. He demanded that she stay away from them from now on. With that, he and his mistress abandoned the wife, leaving her alone on the street. At that moment, a sleek black car pulled up and her lover stepped out. Only then did she realize the man she thought was a simple model was the mysterious billionaire from the auction. He had come to rescue her. The husband watched in jealous rage as his wife got into the luxury car and sped away. He screamed at his driver to follow them. As they raced through the streets, the mistress confronted him. She yelled, asking if he was in love with her. She accused him of losing his mind every time she was in trouble. In the other car, the wife asked her lover how he knew where she was, still suspecting the $1 billion necklace was from him. He just smiled and said that for her, only the best would do. She touched his chest and warned that if he kept this up, things would get heated, but he only pulled her closer. Suddenly, her husband's car appeared, chasing them at high speed. Her lover laughed, told his driver to lose them, and then turned his full attention back to her, leaving her husband watching from a distance as they disappeared into the night. He then took her to his magnificent mansion where he had prepared a surprise birthday cake. She asked, completely stunned, how he knew it was her birthday.